What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, D and dual commentary. Oh man, before I even tell you the combatants' names, I have to say this may be the most beautiful field I've ever seen in my entire life. We have all the waifus, baby. We got all the good Shaddolls. We don't give a fuck about Wendigo or Grista. We have Wenda, Construct, and Shiganaga all on the field at the same time. I don't think you're ever going to see this again. We have Satellarknights versus Shaddolls, PSLE at the bottom. And I expect that to get negated by Shikanaga. Oh, he didn't activate the effect. Fair enough. But he did use Regal's effect. Wait, no, yeah, he could have negated it. He used Regal's effect to pump up Altier. Oh, he's gonna book a moon him. Fair enough. And I'm sorry, the second player is MegaPro 82, 852 rating. So dude's almost double his rating, to be honest. But I play Satellarknights, guys. I don't see a way around this field. I just don't. It's very difficult just to get around Wenda. Like, you have to use a lot of times, like, well, if you're running evac, that's one easy out. But then usually you have to use like a Phoenix Chain, or you have to like call the Haunted during their turn. But you can't even call the Haunted for like Altier. You have to call the Haunted for Deneb. Otherwise, it won't work. But then he has to worry about Shikanaga on top of that. Like, Wenda plus Shikanaga, like, I just don't see it happening. Don't get me wrong, he could have, like, Mirror Force, but Mirror Force, well, he wisely put Shikanaga in defense mode, so Mirror Force is no longer, like, it's no longer a threat, because Wenda's just unaffected. You Mirror Force the Construct, which I guess kind of solves one of the problems, but I don't know, like, this is one of those situations where you need, like, Breakthrough Skill plus Phoenix Chain. Even, I mean, maybe a Regeki, because you can handle Wenda, but Wenda plus Shikanaga, like, that's difficult. Now, you know it's a bad situation where PSLE has to go for Regal and not Deneb. Oh, looks like he's going for game, apparently. The question will be, what does he give up? Gives up Construct and Hedgehog. I'd probably go for another Construct. Like, I kind of like this rainbow field because he kind of has a tool for every different monster that can be thrown at him. Like, he has a way to make sure that a card like Trevor never hits the field. Even if it does, he has a way to make sure that he can negate it. Any type of special summon monsters he can get over with Construct. So, I mean, this type of field, especially with like 3 cards in hand, forget about it. I mean, that's just way too good. So he gets himself a Shadow Core back, which is a fantastic card because as soon as you pitch the Shadow Core, then you could just add a fusion back and then you could pitch the fusion. So it's like you already have like 2 or 3 payments for Shikanaga. Like, you have Shikanaga for days. He technically should have targeted for the dragon already, but okay. I don't really think that this would have changed. You can Mind Crush the Falco if you want, or you can Mind Crush Core. So he is going to Mind Crush Core. Keep in mind, none of this is going to matter if that Construct's attack goes through, which will just end the game. Like, I get that we're having a nice little chain and everything, but like, literally none of this will matter if he's not able to stop the Construct attack. It just won't do anything. I don't know if that triggers when, what's it called? If it sent, oh, never mind, sent, yep, okay, well then it triggered. That was actually a mistake then. Alright, so he has to get something that doesn't trigger, otherwise he'll just Shikanaga it, which means he's still in a really bad spot. But he won't take battle damage though, that's cool. Like, essentially he has to get like Regal. Okay, he gets Maxi for, well, I guess it's all the same. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. Because Maxi and, Regal is the same thing. There's no battle damage, so it's irrelevant. And you just know that his position is so weak right now. I mean, just look at the field he has, which, again, so beautiful of a field. I've never seen a field of that many beautiful fusion monsters. It's so awesome. Obviously, MegaPro will probably set like an L, and I don't know. I can't really put my finger on what else could be set. You see him summon Altier again. I believe he only has the one target being the Regal. I mean, there might be a Deneb in there, but PL PSLE knows that the second he summons a Deneb and he tries to resolve that effect, that Shikanaga is going to blow Deneb up, and he's, oh, well, I guess he's just not going to use it then. I mean, me personally, I would just, I'd blow that Deneb up in a heartbeat. Oh, okay, well, if you have a mistake, then that's just way, 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 way too good. Like, you didn't even need to use Shikanaga. This guy is on, like, he's even farther on next level meta shit, so. Clearly, the out tier is not going to get added to his hand, and he can't make anything such as Exciton Knight because he's already spent his one special summon for the turn. Also, Exciton Knight is irrelevant. Shikanaga can negate that too, so really just no way out. Again, I think that all he has to do is just make sure that he can't exceed, and I'm not really sure that there's a way for PS to come back and win. I think Mega Pro is just, he's outgrinding Satellarknights, which is like fucking near impossible, but he's doing it. Now, I want to know if he like legitimately summoned all of these guys through like one big turn of like massive fusing, or if he summoned them and they died and he like soul charged them back or something like that. Because that's one of the reasons why, in that video I just posted talking about Shaddolls today, I think Soul Charge is so good in this deck. It's not just, you know, getting back like Dragon and Squamata. Getting back Artifact Lancia is just really, really good against Necros because you already launched it once and then you can launch it again from the field. But then on top of that, like getting back your purple cards, like if you get these broads back, not only are they just fucking a problem for Necros, especially these two, like, you pretty much have to Trishula these to get them off board. Otherwise, you can't, like, they can't kill them. She's way too big. I guess you can decisive armor her, but that's the only out, basically. I mean, none of their other monsters can attack over her, and none of their monsters can attack over Construct because they're all special summoned. But that's beyond the point. The point is, you get all of these you can get multiple fusions on board. Oh my god, Andy's gonna crush card them. This is just, this is just salt in the wound. Alright, Shaddolls take game one in commanding fashion. And I think we're going to see definitely a heavy side decking for game two. Now, predictions for game two as far as what we'll see coming out the side deck. I mean, I personally think that like Shadow Mirror is pretty much back to staple now in Satellarknights. Like, I think it always was staple, but now I think that Satellarknights have the room to kind of max them out. Like, I know in my regional build, I was running all types of bad shit and they're like pulling the rug and a whole bunch of other dumb cards that I shouldn't have been using. But like, I think that just about every Satellarknight player has room for 2 or 3 copies of Shadow Mirror. I mean, sometimes you can say you'll only do 2 Shadow Mirror and you do a Soul Drain because they kind of work the same against Burning Abyss. It's just Soul Drain stops Dante and it stops Virgil as well, so it might be a little better against Burning Abyss. But just in general, those should be kind of your auto sides and your auto side ends. I've actually noticed that if Shaddolls players get Light Mirror, that deck is a huge, like, it gets such a huge advantage against Satellarknights. Because, I mean, the only card that really stops in your deck is, like, Construct. But you can still use Shikanaga and Window and all that stuff. But for the Satellarknight player, it takes forever to get anything accomplished. Now, I believe that Satellarknights are going second. And if you're Shaddolls, I used to play this matchup a lot. The opening you definitely want to open with is Mathematician. I mean, that goes without saying. You always want to open with Mathman. But what Mathman does in the early game against Satellarknights is you can essentially summon it, and your ideal, like the most ideal situation is to run it into Deneb so that you draw and then hopefully have some way of countering the Altier. This is kind of strange as neither player summons a monster. Anytime Satellarknights... Oh, okay. Oh, he doesn't want to get Mind Crushed. Okay, I'm like, what? Why would you set all those cards and then use Rhoda? He doesn't want to get Mind Crushed. Fair enough. If he gets Mind Crushed, he knows that he doesn't want his opponent seeing the rest of his hand. So it's a commonly used trick for like Satellarknights and Cleafort. Necros, they really can't. Like, they can't really do shit. Like, you're not just gonna set all your, you know what I mean, your Book of Eclipses and stuff so that they can get MST'd, your ritual spells, like, your preparation of rites. You just have to kind of leave them in your hand, and it is what it is. Now, I've said this before, anytime that a Tellarknight player opens with Deneb and they search Vega, there's like a 90% chance that Altair is already in their hand. Now, the one problem with setting those cards is he now is completely susceptible to Dragon, where Dragon wouldn't have been a threat if he didn't set those cards. So he gave up Denko, which, I mean, I guess he had to, but dude, Denko is fucking love. Denko is life. Denko is that bitch, man. You just kind of feel bad about having to give up a Denko, especially when Tellarknights have already committed 3 cards. But I mean, he could have a Royal Decree or something like that. He can't go for Falco, unfortunately. Otherwise, PS would just attack it and he'd essentially like have burnt the card for nothing. But he is going to be able to still go Dragon and get rid of one of those problematic back rows. I'm thinking that PS's hand, the rest of it is just monsters. You see him take an L. Damn, Deneb, you sold $40. That's so crazy. Alright, so one of the cards is getting nuked. And it's Alpha Nova. Oh, man, that's the best card. That is the best card. He does set another card, because Alpha Nova would stop the El Shaddolls fusion and just, like, basically stop all this crap from happening. Now, I wonder if maybe he has another Denko, or what this back row could be, if it could be something like Mistake. No, check that. If it was Mistake, he'd have flipped it on the Deneb. So he gets Mathematician. Okay. He opened up with double Alpha Nova. Wow. The amount of games where I opened double Alpha Nova plus Deneb and actually lost, I wouldn't need a second hand. Just keeping it 100%, I would not even need a second hand. Like, it may have happened once since I played Sir Satellarknights. It's way too good of an opening. You just stop everything. And believe me, if there's one card you love to stop in what's it called, in Shaddolls, it's definitely Mathematician, because not only will your opponent go plus from the Mathematician, but then usually they'll try and ram that motherfucker into Deneb and try and get more cards out of that. So you see him summon Vega, and now Altair comes down. He obviously, I mean, this was obvious. And again, anytime your opponent searches for Vega, they already have Altair. Okay, so it looks like he's going to use Solemn Warning on the Altair. That is a really clutch Solemn Warning, because now his normal summon is committed and he's already used the effect for the turn. Even if he had Call of the Haunted, he cannot use the effect again. And he has an Altair, or excuse me, a Vega just sitting on field saying, "Please don't beat the shit out of me, Construct. Please." Unfortunately, I don't think she's listening. Now, Mega Pro does have a dead L in his hand, so, you know, he could legitimately just be waiting for like a Mirror Force. He could be waiting for something to threaten the Construct, and then he'll like give up his last Shadow monster, and he'll just elevate a Construct. That could be an option. See a Blind MST? Well, it's not really blind, but you get what I mean. That's used on Fairy Wind. Okay, PS gets a Deneb, which will get him Altair, but it's going to take a couple of turns to get the train back on the tracks. So Mega Pro knows that he'll get at least a couple of turns to kind of maybe even kill him, honestly. But I don't know if you want to go full YOLO. Your opponent has caught Haunted and you kind of fucked up. Alright, so he does 1300 just on the attack from the Deneb. Oh, come on. Seriously? You'll be right back. You literally have this man down to one attack will kill him. Now, I guess I actually like the Tellarknights players' chances right now. Like, if I had to look at the game, well, with Tellarknights, life points are largely irrelevant. Unless he has, like, Ring of Destruction face down, which is just a completely dead card, and at least it's dead against Construct. Unless he has like Ring of Destruction or Solemn Warning, I think Soul Charge, I'd still feel okay using Soul Charge, honestly. But I don't know, if he doesn't have a way of stopping Altair, I mean, there's a good chance that Castel will be coming down and will just spin the Construct, and then it'll be kind of boiled down to, do you have Shadow Fusion? Can you punish me? You know what I mean? Now he says he's back. Dude, you didn't even have to tell him you were going anywhere. Literally, you left for like 2 seconds. But I'm going to say right now, I like the chances of the Tellarknight player. He has one more card, and he has the chance at a quick cast out play. Not to mention, if he has another Tellarknight card in hand, he could go for Trevor, because he would go for Vega and not Deneb. But looks like he doesn't have another. Oh my goodness. Wow. And okay, looks like he had a way to stop the Altair. And again, even if he Alpha Novas that, which would be the third one, so it's very unlikely, he would not get the draw. And he wouldn't have the monsters to make a rank 4, so looks like Constructing Company is just getting it in right now. A Mathematician would pretty much, it would semi-close this game out, in my opinion. Okay, has to use a Phoenix Chain on Construct. Keep in mind, he does have L, so there's always a possibility of making... Alright, he is going to rip that L. Solemn Warning is used on L. Oh man, that is bad. Whenever you have to use Solemn Warning on a fusion spell card... Okay, remember, he's still in battle phase, and he's going to activate another L. Oh man, I don't think it's used once per turn, is it? Oh yeah, it activates. He's gonna Mind Crush. I wonder if, can he call the right monster? If he calls the right monster, he won't be able to resolve the L. But if he does not call the right monster, he will lose. He calls Beast. This is pretty hype. This is pretty hype. He calls Beast. It's Denko Rekka, and that's GG right there. He's gonna obviously summon out the third construct. He'll be able to attack Altair, and that is that's the end of that game. Man, we're seeing Shaddolls. They are tearing shit up, guys. I'm telling you, man, the deck is back. Satellarknights put up a good fight there, but the constructs were just way too real. Thank you guys for watching as always.